Hey, top of the day to you. Bob at Moonlight Meadows here to give you a quick viewing of our Allis-Chalmers collection. Well, this one here is not an Allis-Chalmers, obviously. That would be a Kubota. It doesn't belong to us. This first tractor is a 1953 WD Allis-Chalmers. My grandfather bought this tractor brand new in 1953. It's the only tractor, in fact, it's the only thing he ever bought new in his life. And what's really interesting about it is if you look at the production records, there were a whole lot of these made. I think the number's like 150 some thousand were made in 1953. And then you go to later years and just a fraction of those number of tractors were made a year in a similar horsepower rating. And of course the world changed, but also this was at a time when people were changing over from horses to tractor power, and he worked with horses. He came from Europe and he farmed with horses, and he actually had a Allis-Chalmers C as well. That was a 1940 something model. That one went to my brother. That's no longer in the family. And this is my grandfather's larger tractor, the WD. It was sold out of the family and had been out of the family for about 15 years or so. I kind of tracked it down and bought it back from the farmer who bought it. His son actually had it at that time, and I got it home. We did a fairly inexpensive paint job and fix up on it, and it's mechanically sound. I wish I had more uses for it, but it does run. I just parked it here, and it's in decent shape. Pop had built that little brown toolbox there on the side, and it's just made out of wood, very basic. And he liked this Maxwell House coffee. That's where he kept his oil can. I still keep an oil can in there. I actually lent it to Mark yesterday. His Kubota had a bushing that wasn't taking grease, and he was using it to periodically give it a squirt of grease or a squirt of oil. So yeah, there's the WD. It's very basic. It does have the quick coupler attachment, and it does have a PTO, and it's a live PTO. That was one of the things Allis-Chalmers was kind of ahead of the curve on. You could stop the tractor with this clutch here and leave the PTO running. So if you were baling hay, for example, and came up to a thick swath where the baler needed a little more time to digest it, you could stop the tractor in motion from moving and allow the PTO to run so the baler could continue to digest the big swath of hay. So that's it for the WD. And then I bought the 5050, which is a Fiat made Allis-Chalmers. This one's a 1984. It's a 50 horsepower tractor. I put a quick attach on the front so I can switch between the forks and the bale spears, which are over here. It's not heavier enough or powerful enough to take that grapple. That's Mark's for his Kubota. And then I have a bucket for the 5050 sitting out there. So I've got 3 attachments, all quick attach, accessible, adaptable, and that works out well. Tomorrow we'll use the forks. And it's a good little tractor. It did not have the canopy on it when I bought it, and it had been sitting in a barn for many years. Has about 2,000 hours on it, which is low hours for a 44-year-old tractor. But an old Mennonite dairy farmer who also likes Allis-Chalmers knew of a guy that had bought that canopy, and was going to mount it on his tractor, but he never did. So we dug it out of the weeds and cleaned it up a little bit, painted it, and put it on my tractor. I forget what I give him for it. It wasn't a whole lot. And we painted up this, did a little bit of work to it, didn't need much. The canopy's not in perfect condition, kind of like me. I'm older than 44 years, so I got a couple bumps and scratches too. But the tractor's a good tractor. We use it a lot. We feed a lot of round bales with it in the winter. Some of this looks pretty foul, but get away from the outer layer and it's not too bad. So that's our 50 horsepower, 44-year-old 50/50 model. Then I've got I think it's 63 horsepower, 175. This is a gas tractor. It did not have a canopy on it either when I bought it. I put the canopy and the roll bar on. This one I was mowing with yesterday. I got a 7-foot Rhino rotary mower, and it's a trail behind. I liked it as a whole lot better than I liked the 3-point hitch. I do have another one, a 3-point hitch. It came with the 50/50, but it's only a 5-foot cut, so that's not quite as nice. This tractor was built in 1974, so it's 50 years old. It too had a quick paint job. Ivan, my dairy farm friend, painted it up for me. My grill's off right now. I do have a nice grill for it, but somebody had put the wrong latches on there. I ordered the right latches. I just haven't had a chance to switch them out and put the grill back on. But the tractor's in very good condition. It too had about, I think it's only got 1,700 hours on it. I bought it up in upstate New York. The former owner was the son of an Allis-Chalmers dealer and had quite a collection of Allis-Chalmers tractors, all in barns and garages. And this was more of a collector item for him. I guess we don't really collect per se. We use them. I guess I collect them in as much as I buy them and use them and try to keep them in nice shape. Try to keep everything up and working. This tractor was really a row crop tractor in its day. It's got a heavier duty 3-point hitch. I think it's a class 2. It's also 540 PTO. It has 2 sets of remote hydraulics. The 50/50 also has 2 sets of remote hydraulics. But this is a real good tractor. I spent about 6 hours on it yesterday and 6 or 8 hours on it Tuesday, I guess it was. And yeah, it's a nice tractor. So here's our little Allis-Chalmers collection. I'd like to have my grandfather's C if I could get that back, but last I heard it was scrapped, so that's gone. But I do have his WD, and hopefully one of my kids will take care of it one day when I'm dead. It'd be nice to keep it in the family and nice to keep it in running condition and using it occasionally, something light duty. But these older tractors, especially the narrow front ends, they've lost a lot of utility in terms of modern equipment, modern farming. They have a higher risk of rolling over. In fact, my grandfather rolled this tractor over and he did not get hurt or killed. Story goes he was mowing a side of a bank and the tractor rolled on him. He was fortunate enough to get out from under, jumped off of it and didn't get caught under it. And he got a team of horses and pulled it upright and continued to mow. But yeah, the narrow front ends definitely are a little more dangerous than the wide front end tractors. So that's about it for our tractor collection. Y'all have a nice day.